Hi, my name's Sue Ellam and I'm a professional tarot reader, and I have been for 25 years. And I'm using the Mythic Tarot based on Greek mythology.
And I'm Carrie Beleno, intuitive Reiki master teacher and spiritual life coach, here to give you some practical guidance for navigating the times that we are in right now. So I have the questions here, and they are all things that we have had clients ask us, or perhaps have seen circulating on social media. Good heavens. This isn't a question, it's a statement, but I suspect it is help we need to give. So I'm going first so that I'm not influenced by Sue's card choices. I know that they are guided, but they sometimes influence the direction that I'm going to go. So I'm going first, and Sue will follow. So the statement is, I'm always procrastinating. So first thing that comes in is that it is time to stop judging yourself. We are our worst critics. And if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times to my clients. It's so important that that we all stop judging ourselves. And when you stick a label like procrastinating on, it is a judgment. So first off, end the judgment. Second off, let's take a look at the facts. Are you procrastinating? Meaning, are you putting off things that you think you should do? And what I'm going to offer is, I believe if that's the case, that you are forcing or trying to force yourself to do something that is not led by your heart. We are moving into a time that has to be love and heart driven. We have to want to do something because we feel passionate about it. We want to connect with people because we love it or love them. And that's where the rebuilding of our structures is going to come from this heart center. And if you are procrastinating on something that your brain thinks that you should be doing, my advice or my guidance is that it probably is something that your heart is not into, that your heart does not love, or that your heart does not feel is worth it or right for you or whatever. So it's not the procrastination that's the problem. It's the misalignment between what you are doing and what your heart is telling you to do. So that's why the judgment it's so important to not judge it, because it's actually an indicator. It's actually a sign from your soul, if you will. Now, if you are procrastinating something because you know you have to do it, like there's no way around it, then my advice is to make a bargain with yourself. So let's say you're procrastinating, I don't know, going food shopping, but you know you have to because your family has to eat. So then it's important to make a pact with yourself. Okay, I'm going to do the sucky thing. I'm going to go food shopping. I may not love it. I'm going to make the best of it. But when I get home, I'm going to take 15 minutes for myself, whatever that looks like. So it's important that when you have something that you really don't want to do, that you do a little bargain with your heart, because that will keep you sane and healthy. But overall, again, if you are procrastinating, it is because it's something that your soul is telling you is not in your heart. It's not connected.
I love that, because I've seen too many times procrastination teamed up with laziness. And
as a judgment, you mean?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. You're procrastinating, you're being lazy. Mm-hmm. And I've seen that many times. And I find that, if I follow my kind of guidance, I do think if I'm procrastinating, I'm forcing myself, I go so much slower. But if I'm in the mood, things get done so much quicker. It's funny, isn't it?
Ease and flow.
Anyway, that's my input. Let's see what the cards have to say. because that's what I'm here for. Okay. Ooh, it's a bit of a long read, this one, actually, because I don't like to go on a down note, as you know. All right. Well, fate sends us lots of different things. Some things we want to do, some things we don't want to do. So the Wheel of Fortune is that we need to discern which things work for us and which things don't. So it's going very much back to what Carrie was saying about what your soul is feeling to do. So it's being discerning about what you take on and what you don't, because lots of things are sent you, some of them just to test you, and sometimes it's just to find out, do I really want to do this anymore? This is something I was passionate about 3 or 4 years ago. Do I still feel the same way? And it has to kind of revisit you. And then you think, oh, actually, no, I don't feel the same about it anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. And then it kind of gives you a clearance so you can kind of close that door and kind of move on. You need to keep hope and faith in the midst of difficulties. So if you're procrastinating about anything in your life, then just know that when the time's right, it's a bit what I was saying earlier on, you will get an inner urge to get things done. You'll feel, I must get this done, and it's not such a battle. Just keep your eyes and know that half the times the things that we procrastinate about, the world's not going to end if we don't do it. The thing about food shopping earlier on, even if you don't do it, or you can order in a takeaway. I mean, there's other way. You don't have to beat yourself up. It's not having the guilt and putting down, I'm a failure, I'm not doing this, I'm not being a good parent or partner because I haven't done this at this time. Because sometimes we're going by other people's judgments, what other people think that we should be doing. I know people think that, if they haven't ironed their sheets, then they're a bad house person, whether it be male or female. Everyone has different standards, and your standards might be different to other people's, the things that are important to you. So procrastination sometimes is when you're taking on things personally which is important to other people, but it's not so important to yourself. So this goes back to, again, following what your soul's guidance is. But keep the hope and faith in the midst of difficulties. Don't get into arguments about it. And this is kind of, I keep forgetting telling people about the cards. This is the Wheel of Fortune I started off with.
Yep, you did say that one.
Yeah, and then it's a star. But here we've got the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is when you're not listening. You don't listen to other people. You're not, you're just kind of going off in your own little world. And this is where it's related to procrastination. Sometimes if we listen to other people, we might find a way of solving the issue that we're procrastinating over. But by blocking off and getting defensive about, especially if people are going to say, oh, you're lazy, you haven't done this or that. Sometimes, somebody will say something, think, oh yeah, that's a good way. I can get that job done quicker if I do it this way. So don't shut yourself off and get defensive with people. Listen to what they have to say and take on board what resonates with you. And don't worry, because when we have this, the pussycat arriving, pretty, not to, if we worry about things, then everything becomes a mountain. You know, you think, I've got to clean the bathroom, and then you leave it off and leave it off, and then eventually it's like your bathroom's the size of a palace. You know, it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then there's this worry, what if people turn up? And you know, you've got so many things. So my advice when people worry is just write down all the things that you worry about, things that the tasks that you feel you need to do, and then say, well, is this really important for me to do right now? Or can I do this next week? So just kind of itemize it and organize it, and you don't have to worry about it because you've got a slot ready. And it's funny, isn't it? Procrastination is such an emotional issue. And I think it's probably between the doers and the beers as well. The doers think, oh, you know, you've got to get things done first thing in the morning. And the beers are like, let me have a cup of coffee and I'll watch a show and I'll read a bit and I'll get round to it later. And of course, the doers are, come on, you know, beating you over the head with a broom. So it becomes like emotional, ego-driven battleground if you're not careful. So if it's outside your home, it's not such a bad thing. But if it's within your home, you really have to understand how the other members of your household work. You know, what makes them tick and what their timing is, because you know, even if you've given birth to them, doesn't mean they're on the same time scale as you. So it's a case of not getting into ego battles about, you know, kids having to tidy their rooms and things, and you know, so it is an emotional minefield, that. But and that was, sorry, the I keep forgetting. I have to. Sorry, sorry, podcasters. I keep forgetting you. The this one is the 10 of wands is the worry, and then we had the strength card, the ego in the battles with the emotions, and here we have the king of wands. So it is a case of negotiation, telling people what your ideas are, making things clear that you're not being lazy, you're just not feeling it at the moment. And then when you do feel it, you will listen to all the arguments for and against, and then you'll make up your own mind if this is something that you want to do or not. And if it's something that has to be done, but you're not feeling it yourself, maybe that's a task for someone else to do. Somebody else will enjoy doing that. You know,
delegate.
Sorry?
Delegate.
Absolutely, delegate. And then you don't have to have any battles about it. You know, I know people that love to iron and they'll stand for hours ironing, and me, 2 outfits, I'm ready to throw the iron out the window. You know, it's the, you know, everybody has their thing. So just find out what people don't feel pain doing, and then delegate. So things do get done, but not always, doesn't always have to be by you. Those are the cards.
Love that. Thank you. It's so funny because right before I said grocery store, I had heard clean the bathroom. And so that was in my head as well. So
doing spooky again.
Oh. Thank you, everyone. Please make sure you subscribe and, more importantly, share our videos so that we can reach more people with this practical advice.
Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Bye from me.
See you tomorrow.